You know what we need? I mean, besides bread, we need a woman who appreciate what we have to offer.
Freddie Shoup loves to cut class, hates to do homework, lives for summer vacation.
Look, Freddie, you're a semi-charming guy and a real snappy dresser. You're just not the kind of guy I date anymore.
Yeah? What kind of guy you dating now?
Oh, the kind who wears socks.
And the only reason he hasn't been expelled yet is because he's the gym teacher
Oh, Mr. Shoup,
at Oceanfront High.
congratulations. You've been chosen to teach summer school. No, I'm not a real teacher. That's all right. These aren't real students. They're unmotivated, irresponsible, not too bright. They'll relate to you.
You in this class too?
I'm teaching them.
No way!
Right off the bat, you show them who's in charge. Please take your seats.
Where should we take him?
Who is in charge?
I recommend this time I pass.
You're gonna do well, Jerome. I can feel it.
I've seen some of your students. Very scary.
There's a very valid reason for summer vacation. The human brain needs rest.
I know you guys aren't exactly fired up about English. We're stuck here. We're trapped, like rats.
Tension breaker had to be done.
Mark Harmon,
You need an intelligent, sensitive man who can skate.
Kirstie Alley,
Do you know such a guy?
Oh, they're hard to find.
and the Oceanfront High summer school class of '87.
They're as smart as you and me. You and I.
All of us.
Paramount Pictures presents a new film by Carl Reiner, Summer School.
I love this film. It had passion, a plucky spirit. Dave, I agree with you. Thumbs up from me. Same here. To sum it up, I'm Chainsaw. I'm Dave. We'll see you at the movies.
Bloody hell, could I find a longer intro?
It's actually kind of nice to see all them clips again, because even though I've watched these like last couple of days just to refresh my memory, even some of them clips were like when they said he was the gym teacher. The gym teacher, I was like, is he?
Yes. But welcome, Dave.
Hello.
Actually, don't talk tonight. Just put it in the comments so I know who it is. So I know it's you.
Oh yeah, well
Actually,
that's
I'm
funny
used to
because
seeing you.
oh no, in that funny though, because it's even like the other way around. That like I'm so used to watching your streams that it's like actually speaking to you. It's like some weird virtual reality experiment.
There's an idea. Let's see who here is. Josh is here, of course. Evening. Cece's here. Good evening. Andy's here. Good evenings. Tom's here. Good evening, all. Been a while since I've seen this one. Need to pick it up at some point. Now it's very difficult to get hold of.
I think that's why I haven't brought it, because I can't remember seeing it. Even like say an old ex rental copy on a a car boot sale. You just don't see it.
I don't, because under releases, even though we'll get to that. It was cut in the UK, but I don't. It doesn't say it got a cinema release over here, because it came out in America in July 22nd, 87. But the UK is not mentioned in the list at all. Now, I saw it as an ex-rental, or as a rental, and I don't think I saw a retail of it.
Because you think with it being Paramount, you think that, pretty big company, I would assumed all their films come out in like the UK, France, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what happened there. If it didn't come to cinemas over here, that's just one of the things, I suppose.
From the director of Summer Rental, and that had exactly the same. So only on rental, no cinema release, and no retail.
One fact, because I completely forgot this was a Carl Reiner film. And one fact I always loved about Carl Reiner was when Rob Reiner was being interviewed on an American talk show, and he said Carl Reiner at that point had been on all the major American talk shows. And it was when somebody had taken over one of the big American talk shows. And so he went on to a talk show, and he's been on everybody's talk show, basically. And I think even up to this day.
But yeah, I don't think he's still with us, because
no, I think
Rob Reiner's very old as well.
Well, that's the thing as well. I mean, I don't know how old he must have been now, because, like, say, he was not a young person then.
Let's see if this thing plays, because I couldn't even get a DVD or a Blu-ray. They're very expensive and out of print. So we're going digital tonight. So eventually it'll start playing. Right, here we go. Paramount logo. We're off. If you got a copy. So, yes, Ski School. It is another one. Another Dean Cameron naughty boy in somewhere situation, isn't it?
Well, I was just going through his IMDb page, and when I saw he was in ski school, I thought, "Oh, that's quite funny." Like, it's probably just a pure coincidence. I always think it's funny as well. The director of the Lady Ghostbusters is in ski school, and when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, wow!" It's like,
yeah, he was a Paul Feig actor before he was a director.
I'm dead glad I said Paul Feig because I was like, "God, what's his name?"
Yeah, normally it's me that can't remember stuff. So yes, Oceanfront High School, which this school they filmed in, was used in what films?
Ooh, I've read that on IMDb. I don't know if people want to guess it first or.
Yeah, let them have a guess. I know you'd know it. So yeah, Andy watched this the other day. Hadn't quite enjoyed it. Has never seen it before. Yeah, it's definitely one lost to time, like Summer Rental. Kirstie Alley, yes, is in this. Her first, was it full American produced film? I don't know. I thought Star Trek was, but yeah, I'm obviously wrong.
I always think of as being in Star Trek because I don't used to watch Cheers that much, so I remember it from Star Trek.
Yes. Yeah. I was more Shelley Long by the time Cheers. I watched Cheers.
To be fair, that is very good taste.
Go away. Didn't see that. Now, so yes, before being cast in this, Mark Harmon was playing Ted Bundy in a TV movie, which is how it was only when Carl Reiner saw him in interviews being a nice guy that he realized he could act and be charming.
That's quite a broad leap just from one thing to the next. And one thing about Mark Harmon, though, I was dead surprised about because I walked through my local Odeon the other day and I always have a quick look at their quad posters. And one of them was Freakier Friday. And then when I checked on IMDb that he's in that, and I was like, wow, he's like got a brand new film out. I could go see it in the cinema.
I don't think I've seen him in something. I think since NCS is the only thing I've seen him from because I saw him in this. He was in a few episodes of West Wing as a Secret Service agent. Then he did a few episodes of JAG and then the spin-off NCIS. But I always remember him for this because I hadn't seen the Ted Bundy film.
What I was quite chuffed about, though, when I clicked on different people's names on IMDb, and some of them have got massive filmographies, because I feel like with 80s films, and any decade really, but for some reason 80s films, people have either made one film or like 1,000.
So in 19 years, because he left MCS in 2022, he made 435 episodes of Leroy Jethro Gibbs.
I don't know what that is.
And then he was back in some of the other spin-offs. NCS New Orleans, NCS Origins. Yes, and he did play Superman, as Josh says, in Justice League, Crisis on Two Earths. And he was in the original Freaky Friday, so that explains why he's in the next one.
Nice trivia there, though, Josh. I didn't know the Superman thing. I feel like I should have known that. That's terrible.
Yes. I also remember him from Chicago Hope from 96 to 2000, which he was a doctor in, of course. Very small part in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas as a reporter.
What's nearly all those things you just mentioned, even like Chicago Hope and NCIS and Fear and Loathing. I don't think I've seen any of those. And especially American TV shows from around that time. I always used to feel like I watched loads of American TV shows and so many passed me by.
Yeah. So yes, Carl Reiner is in this as the teacher who wins on the scratch cards.
That's such a great part when he was like, "I'll give you my word that I'm not going to leave." Then he says, "Oh, that was my old word." We knew it. He just leaves. But even something as simple as the lottery, though, because I feel like in the UK sometimes we ages behind everywhere else, and we didn't get the lottery till quite late on. Like,
yeah, it was mid-90s, wasn't it? And then I still haven't won it.
Well, what's fair? That's one of my few vices that I don't really do. Like, I have the odd bet on the horses, like once every 6 months in the Grand National. And if it's like a special, like when they do the Friday the 13th lottery, I always get one of them because I always feel like it just seems like sacrilege not to. I always try and do something crazy, like buy me ticket on 13 minutes past 1. Like thinking that's going to help, and never has. So it's like
just as much chance of that winning, isn't there?
Yeah. I love how you called the screen Wondermutt, though. That's
Yeah, see, someone noticed. So yes, his dog is called Wondermutt that he takes into gym class. But yeah, so now the teacher, head teacher, is he the head teacher? He's got to find someone to look after just one English class. I guess he's just the English teachers left. But yeah, luckily we never had summer school here. Otherwise,
Oh,
I wouldn't
that would
I
have been
wouldn't
a
have seen daylight.
nightmare. Well, even things like detention and things like that. Like, I think that was one thing. I always tried to be a pretty good kid anyway, pretty lightweight. But I mean, to me, staying in school for extra time was just no.
Yeah.
And I think probably why I wasn't a huge, giant fan of this movie or seeked it out, because I feel like that anything that was set in a school, like even The Breakfast Club or Grange Hill, I kind of appreciated them for what they were. But then it was like, oh, this is school. No, thanks. Bye.
So yes, his girlfriend is supposed to be 21 years old. And then, yeah, off to Hawaii with her for the summer. I'm guessing he's supposed to be, did the maths, 30 something, early 30s. But did you recognize the girl who he was going to go to Hawaii with?
Oh,
Aha!
no, I don't think. I don't.
No,
think
you don't see her very well.
No, I'm going to kick myself.
Yeah.
The school though. I don't know if you want me to say.
Go on, go on, school.
The school was the same school as the Karate Kid, so I almost recognised it straight away. And then when I was going through the trivia on IMDb, I was like, oh, of course.
I always assumed they all look the same, but yeah, obviously not. But it was in Elm Street 2 as well, I think.
Oh, well, even that, yeah. I mean, the Karate Kid and Elm Street 2, I've put some miles up on those two movies. So.
But, there she is. So, it's your mom, dude.
Oh, it's from Bill and Ted, of course.
It's Missy from Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think she might have just... Because that was filmed in maybe before this, but didn't come out till way later. So, who else is in this? Dean Cameron is in loads of stuff, right? So, the dyslexic girl is Kelly Jo Minter, and she's famous for being cut out of The Lost Boys. So,
But even something as simple as that, though, when they said about having dyslexia, I feel like certain things that I never thought got mentioned in 80s movies, and dyslexia is one. I didn't.
Wow.
If you said to me 2 weeks ago, name an 80s film where they mentioned dyslexia, I'd have been like completely over my head. There's one part where Chainsaw's taking the driving test later on, and you see the back of the car, the back of the teacher's car says Greenpeace on it with like a rainbow sticker. And I was just like, wow, they had that. And that was like, that kind of formatting was in the 80s. You just never noticed it.
Yeah, she's, you see her in the background of the video shop in The Lost Boys, and she's in the opening titles. So she did have a bigger part, but then all her scenes were cut out.
That must be really horrible, though, if you've been in a film,
yeah,
and especially if you're saying to all your friends, "Oh, I'm going to be in this big, massive film." You go watch it at the cinema, think, "Where am I?"
Yeah, it's like these people that turn at the premiere. Look at me, I'm not in it.
It's still almost like a dream of mine, though, in a way. If I did ever become friends with somebody that made a big movie, I'd almost, if somebody said, "Oh, would you like a cameo?" I'd almost prefer my cameo to be where we had my back facing the camera, or I had like a hat on or something. So even if I knew it was me, I'd be like, "Oh, that's funny that I know it's me." But it's probably as well one reason I'll never be a successful movie producer, because if I got the chance to make a big Hollywood movie, I would have all my mates in it. I'd give you a cameo. I'd do all this kind of stuff. So it'd be just like a huge segment of massive in jokes that nobody else would get. And
it was just like grown up or grown up.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
She was the asthmatic in Elm Street 5. Want to sucks face.
Dyslexia and asthma. It's
recovering addict in New Jack City, and hooker who gets slapped around uncredited in Out for Justice. So she has had many other parts, but yeah, that's the interesting one.
Well, Out for Justice, I always feel like that's a Steven Seagal film that is really underrated. I think that's like that's a good one too.
It's one of his good ones, yeah. So yes, the UK VHS was cut by 48 seconds to remove footage from Texas Chainsaw Massacre because that was banned in the UK.
I mean, unless that was like it, because I did read that as well, but unless that was a sticking point for like Paramount, if they thought, well, we've got to re-edit it, and I know it's just going. I suppose it was released on video, but I suppose at that time, if the BBFC were being like all up in arms about it because they really had it out for that movie, didn't they? I mean. The one story about Texas Chainsaw Massacre that always sticks with me is I remember when they asked Cannon to cut 25 minutes out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and they were like, no. And as well, one bit in this I thought was proper hardcore geekiness. Whoever scripted the parts about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I felt like was a bit of a geek, because there's one part where Chainsaw has got a chainsaw above his head and he goes like this with the chainsaw, and that's basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. And I thought it was really cool that like that's a really specific thing to put in there.
Yes, my name's Chainsaw. So it's written by Jeff Franklin, who did Full House, which I've never seen, the TV show Full House, and Fuller House. He was producer on this. Hang on, where is he? Let's get his writing. He's written just one of the guys. Oh, it says I went to writer. It's gone to executive producer now. By missed writer. Go. This bloody website. Oh, there we go. So yeah, he moved from writing to producing. TV shows. Just one of the guys. He did the screenplay for that. Summer School and Hanging with Mr. Cooper TV show that is. That's about it. Fuller House mostly. There you go. So Larry's here. She's in House Party. Let's have a look.
Well,
when was that out? Did I miss that? Maybe she's not a hooker in that. Yeah, there you go. She's La Donna with a capital D.
Well, it's funny you should say the guy's name was Franklin as well, because I cannot hear that name without thinking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because we're like, Franklin, you're cutting up the van.
I think of Arrested Development. It ain't easy being black. It ain't easy being white.
Well, I think sometimes though as well, and I quote unquote hate the term if somebody says you're not a real fan but one thing I think, if you movie fans like us who've seen a ton of movies, I think there's certain words or phrases that instantly make you think of other things. There's like when I see if a pack of orange juice and it says from concentrate, I always think of Short Circuit when it says not from concentrate. I think of it every single time.
Yeah. David said, good evening. Yes, asthmatic Mikey from the Goonies. Mikey, which one ever it is.
I think it is.
But yeah, he does have a blast or two, doesn't he? But gets over it very easily.
80s Asthmatics is a great name for a band.
Only on wind instruments. But Jesse loves Summer School as well. Good. Yeah, I see that corridor right there, and I thought of the lockers on the side, and they got outside lockers, and I think that's where Karate Kid was.
I think as well, though, like saying about like if you're a real movie fan and you've seen a film a lot, it's amazing how that stuff kind of imprints into your brain, and even if it's dead subconsciously, you're just like, why do I recognize that thing? It's like,
yeah. Have I seen this film already? So there's Shawnee Smith from the Saw films. Yeah, very young, and she's in not Uncle Buck, the other one. Who's Harry Crumb?
Oh yeah,
yes. The kid at the back was in Heathers. Which because there's a lot more children here that are in this class at the first few days than there are in the rest of the film. So they dwindle in numbers, but there's only the black guy that comes back. I'm using the lavatory. Welcome.
Well, that's such a genius part, though. That guy who uses the toilet and then like just disappears. There's such because I thought it was really clever.
Yeah,
and again, well, I thought it was really cool. Like that again, I feel like I say this about every film, but I feel like this is where the 80s was more, and I hate this term, but more progressive than people give it credit for. I feel like there's the black guy there that's intelligent, and he wasn't like, because when he comes back and he's already done all the work that he needs to do. I thought that was really cool, because I feel like now if they did that, it'd be really forced. It just seemed dead genuine in this.
Yes, yeah. Ian's here. Summer's still here. Yeah, I'm pushing this film a bit late, aren't I? August 20th. So yeah. This is judging by what we're getting the tail end of a hurricane next week. So yeah,
But that's
As
one
usual.
thing, though, as well. Talk about like when summer and autumn and these different things end. Even though, like, I'm the age that I am, which is terrifying. I still, if somebody could give me like a quiz sheet and say, ironically, look like a school test and say, when does winter start, or when does autumn end, or when's it a bank holiday? I literally can never remember. And it's not until like sometimes I'll just nip into town on like a weekday and be like, why are all the kids off? It's like, oh yeah, it's the summer holiday. It's like never.
Yeah, I always
even
forget. So, but the bloody traffic this morning. It's been 6 weeks of summer. So yeah, Dean Cameron did like my post. I did tag him in it, but he's not turning up. So has Ian seen this one? Let's see. Oh, he's under siege. There he is. It's all connected. This film.
Few Steven Seagal references, but that's one thing though now, and you probably noticed it from when I've done these live streams in the past and when I've posted in the chat there. Once I start getting a coincidence, like now, this is the Steven Seagal alternate universe films to me.
Yes, they've probably all been in one of his films.
Well, I think Steven Seagal, because he's made so many films, there's probably a good chance for that.
Well, who wouldn't be looking through people's photographs if they worked in a photo mat, especially if looking for the sexy ladies taking personal photos.
I'll never forget once when you used to get your photos developed, and I went to pick up my photographs. And when they were all the old film cameras, and you would always use the last couple just randomly, wouldn't you? And whatever, I remember taking a really daft picture of myself pulling a face. And when the person behind the counter opened the photos, they were like, "Oh, are these your photos?" They were like, "Yes, they are," and just passed them me.
Cheeky git. But yes, I think this girl, the surfer girl, is more famous now than most of the other people in this film, apparently. But I haven't seen any of the stuff she's been in. What's her name? Courtney Thorne Smith. Because she's supposed to be, 16 in this?
That's a very actory name. I think, looking on her IMDb page, I think she's in, she might be in According to Jim, the Jim Belushi.
That's it, According to Jim, 182 episodes. Ally McBeal. A lot of TV stuff she's done. So, yeah, Melrose Place, 158 episodes. So, yeah. She's done a lot of different things. She's in Revenge of the Nerds 2. Same year as this.
Well, I'm always amazed when there's a TV show that's got hundreds of episodes, because I'm so used to like some of my favorite TV shows being like 12 episodes.
Yes, I was thinking that earlier. That Fawlty Towers, 2 series, 12 episodes.
Well, I keep feeling like they're on about remaking that, and like I normally quite like remakes and updated version things, and I love John Cleese, but if they remake or update Fawlty Towers, that just seems like a huge mistake.
So the foreign exchange girl who's just turned up is insanely hot, and then just like everyone in the audience, when she gets stopped taking her top off at the beach, everyone goes, "Oh!" But I don't think she's actually foreign in this, in real life. I mean. Fabio Undino, I can't remember, who's played by, that's her actress name, right? She's a lot of vagina, of course, so you see more of her later. I thought I'd recognize her. She's in Fubar with Arnie.
Oh, the Arnie film,
And more TV, of course. Tequila and Benetti. But yeah, I thought I recognized her. In the Army now with Paulie Shaw. Let's see if we can find nope. RoboCop 2. Oh, she's the sunblock woman in RoboCop 2 that's putting the green crap on herself. She's in Bride of Reanimator. Hard Bodies 2, of course. I didn't know there was a sequel. But yeah.
But to me, they were having a small cameo in RoboCop 2 that almost makes my heart smile, because I probably said this like so many times, but one of my favorite RoboCop 2 stories is Brian Tilsley from Coronation Street.
I always see him. I thought, that's Brian Tilsley from Coronation Street.
And I mention it to anybody like not from the UK, because like nobody will know who's going to Brian Tilsley is, but I think anybody from the UK, especially our age, like, that's Brian Tilsley.
Yes, left to become a Hollywood star like they do, but didn't make it, unfortunately. Oh, I haven't seen this one, says Ian. Another one for the list. Shawnee Smith was in The Blob. Thank you, Larry. Yes, she was the Blob remake.
I mean, I know the junior school I went to in the 80s wasn't exactly high class, but I can't imagine a foreign student coming over to, like, to me, certain things like exchange students were a movie thing. Like, to me, it's like, oh, that doesn't happen in real life. And I'm sure it probably did in the UK, but I just never saw it.
This one was in the parking lot with a surfboard. But yes, I do remember people from my class going abroad to stay with people, but I don't remember people coming to stay with them. So, but yeah, it is hard to get these days, and so is this deep film on DVD or physical media in the UK anyway. See, Steiny's got this on DVD. Very lucky. Yeah, we'll add it to the list. There you go. Yes, James Bond. So it's a bank holiday this weekend.
Well, it's funny you should mention bank holiday films being on TV, because recently the BBC have been advertising that they show films during the summer holidays, like even like billboard adverts, things like that. I'm thinking, wow, the number of times I've put the BBC on a bank holiday thinking, oh, there'll be a film on, and there isn't one on. I'm like, when have they started having films on bank holiday again?
Yeah, I always remember summer holidays. I should be watching like Cliff Richard films or on BBC Two in the mornings.
Well, that's the one thing I do still like. The very few times when it happens, if it is like a bank holiday on Christmas Day and you can put BBC Two on in the morning and there's like a movie on it, it still always catches me off guard. Because I think just over Christmas just gone, I think it was like on a Tuesday afternoon, Planet of the Apes was on BBC. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, and then they've always got these go-kart places right next to them. I used to have a petrol go-kart when I was early teens, so I was quite lucky, but I didn't have an area to play it on. So
if I'd have had a petrol, I would have loved to have a petrol go-kart when I was a kid. I was almost certainly have injured myself in a really bad way with it.
It didn't have a plastic cover on it. It was just the metal frame. So it was like a homemade job someone had made. Just put a lawnmower wrench on the back, the wheels, and then but the rear gear was about an inch or two off the ground, so you couldn't. I couldn't even take it in the fields properly. Plus, there was no grip.
But you've just reminded me saying that though, because when I think of the 80s, for the most part, I think of it being like, staying in, playing computer games and renting videos and things like that. But when I think a lot of my friends, even though we were all the nerdy kids that love computer games and things like that, we would build like homemade go-karts, especially a lot of my friends would. And I can't imagine a kid now building like a go-kart, and it just seems like it's like I grew up in the 40s or something.
Yes, many an old pram I turned into a go-kart, and then I had one that even had sides and a roof, and then we lived at the top of a hill that went down to a main road. It was a really shoddy road full of potholes, but I thought, I've got an idea. I'm so cool. I'll go down the road with my eyes closed. And I did it, and then I opened the eyes, and the world was upside down. So luckily, I had a roof. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today, probably.
Well, one story that I love remembering, but I was this close to being injured, was one of my friends had a push bike, and one of my friends was standing on the stunt nuts on the back, and I was balancing on the handlebars, and the person pedaling said, "I'm going to go no-handed," and went no-handed, and everybody fell off the bike. And I don't know if I closed my eyes, but I just remember just like being like 5 feet away and just standing there thinking, what happened?
Tuck and roll and leapt up. Yeah, good old days. Right, Spaced is only 12 episodes. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's another quality show.
Yes. Can't beat Rocky. Yes, get on with the Rockies. Was about to mention Robocop too. There you go. Thank you, Larry. The Foreign Exchange Girl was recycled in every early 2000s teen sex comedy. Yes.
That's true.
Especially American Pie. That's a lovely one. You actually get to see her tits. But yes, Rabid Rabbits.
I wonder if that's a Monty Python reference. The first thing that popped in my head.
It's very good effects. Yeah, they're like stretching the skin. And
well, I wouldn't be surprised if the BBC had a chip on the shoulder about this scene, to be honest, because any kind of like gore effects, and it's aimed at kids, and there's actual chainsaws in it in one part. So I think Paramount might have just been like,
well, exactly, yeah, cut their losses back then. Not going to make any money.
Well, I read some stuff about how much money it made. It was the 37th most
thank you.
successful film. And in a way, that sounds almost like a passive insult to the 37th. But to make that much money in the 80s, it must have made a ton of money.
Oh, yeah, that's equivalent to nearly $100 million now. So it's not bad going. Let's have a look. I've got just downloaded a copy of, except I put it in the wrong folder. Bollocks. Who's in charge? I want to speak to them. You save it somewhere else. Oh, here we go. She's taking the she's taking these short silver shorts off, and a very skimpy bikini is coming out.
Well, it's stuff like that. What I thought was funny when I was watching this, there's loads of scenes like this in there, but the one part where they go to like the strip club and it's a man. That I literally, as soon as that scene came on, I thought that would be the scene that would be on when my dad walked into the room. I'd be like, it's not like this for most. It wasn't like this for most of the film. Honest.
That was so cruel. Yeah, it is. He's gutted. Yeah, but then it cuts to Shoop throwing the ball at the doll's head, and she's got a shorts and t-shirt shirt on in the background. So, shoot the continuity person.
Well, you've just reminded me saying that. I read loads of trivia where it was saying that, like, the stuff written on the blackboard that references a deleted scene. There's loads of scenes that have been cut where people have got their hair cut differently because when they write the complaint letters and they got free products, and there'd be a scene that referenced that, but the scene was cut, but you'd tell because they had their hair combed a different way, or they were wearing like some other item of clothing or something like that.
Yeah, I never noticed, but yeah, obviously I'm stupid.
Well, when you said about you firing the person, if I had to do one of these live streams, it would never happen. It's too technical for me. And one job, I feel like I've got certain skills that are okay. I could not be a continuity person. If I was a continuity person for a film, there'd be so many mistakes. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. The stuff they come back 6 months later to refilm a scene, and they have to get it exactly as it was. All right, so there's the old VHS. I remember the. Only available as a rental.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the one I rented. Well, I guess it must have been, yeah. And looking at the cover, no wonder it's like, to me, it looks like K-9 or something like that. So
exactly, yes. Mark Harmon in a Carl Reiner film. 94 minutes? No. Or not, as the case may be for that. Goodbye, mister. Let's have a look. I was too shy and nervous to be exchange student and stay in some German family's house. I didn't even like staying for dinner at school friends' houses as a kid. Yes, I wouldn't know what. Yeah, I guess you're supposed to be learning the language.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Ian, though, because that was always like, it probably only ever happened a handful of times to me, but if I went round somebody's house just to knock on or drop something off, if they were having the tea, I would always feel so like that, oh, you're having your tea, I'll come back later, sorry. And as well, it always seemed to me as well, if I ever went to like a friend's house for dinner, they always did it slightly, and even if it was good, they always did it slightly different than like how my parents would do it. And they'd like, I don't know, it'd be like, and the first couple of times I ever went for meals, so I never really went for meals much when I was a child, well, basically never. So the first time I started going for meals, and they'd say, this is like a lazy Susan and spin the plates round, or they pass like chopsticks around and stuff, and I'd be like, what's going on?
Yes, on the podcast. I went to a kid's house, so I stayed the night sleepover. We had breakfast, and I was having cereal. I ate it, and I'm, what the hell is that? There's bloody goat's milk, which is really gross. That was horrible.
Well, I was never even like a kid that liked breakfast. So like, even though my mum was a really good cook, I very rarely had breakfast at home. And if I was in somebody else's house, I'd be like, I don't really feel like breakfast. They're like, you don't have breakfast? I'm like, no. And it was always a big controversy as well in my family. Like, I used to have, the few times I had breakfast, I would have Weetabix with warm milk. And I go in other people's houses, you have warm milk. It's like, everybody. It's like,
you freak, get out of our house. Yeah. Weetabix with warm milk and some extra sugar on top.
Sounds like a plan. I'm glad it's not smooth.
A pedal cart, yes. I wanted when I saw it last year, the pedal cart with Rambo on it. That came out back in the day.
I still, though, sometimes if you look at an old Argos catalogue and there is like a Night Rider or Street Up one, and I still think, that's awesome.
I didn't see that when I was out, but yeah. Yeah, we were robbed in the UK. They get about 11 weeks off for summer. Bloody hell. I don't want that now, but yeah.
Oh, hi, Jeff.
There's Jeffrey. Jeffrey attempting an all-day live stream on Sunday, doing the $3 trilogy, or $3 films.
It could be I'll try to join in on that.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. Yeah, the kids go to summer camp, which is a weird thing. Never having the kids off school, but then you never see them for 6 weeks because they're at camp.
Well, what's funny about that, though, because summer school sounds terrifying to me. Summer camp sounds like... Now I think I'd quite enjoy it, but then I was not an outdoorsy kid at all. I would have hated summer camp as a kid. It's especially ironic that I'm drinking out of a metal cup from a camping shop when I've been camping once.
I think I've only been camping once as well. Hated it, so I didn't bother. Well, see, look, Jeff's been a member for 24 months. There you go. Nice one, Jeff. Thank you. I'm an 18 now. Yeah, I've made those badges about 3 years ago now. I can't remember what they are. Oh, look at that. Oh, hey. Thank you, Josh. Our Turner and Hooch made $71 million back in '89. Big money for the K9 buddy movie. Comedy, yes. Wouldn't even get near a cinema these days.
Well, I think what's amazing about that, though, because I think sometimes when you think 71 million, and it's clearly a lot of money, but when you think it only cost like 75 pence to go to the cinema or something, how you can mount up to 71 million when people aren't even paying more than a couple of quid for go to the cinema? It's like, wow, there's so many people. Well, I've seen very few charts that do this, but I much prefer charts that are based on attendance, because I feel like when you've got people actually going to the cinema, it's because there was a chart on Channel 4 about 15 years ago where it was the top 100 films based on attendance. And like Dino the Day was in like the top 30 or something. It was like, because so many millions and millions of people have been seeing it. Like,
yeah, because dollar amount, it could be one person seeing Superman 5 times, like Josh, building up, and then how they count. What is it? If you got one of those cards that lets you see many films as you want in a month. So how do they get the money from that? Is it registered?
Well, I still don't know how they work, because I've always heard that like cinemas make the money off the snacks and things. And you'd think the film studios would really hate somebody having like a membership card where they can just go over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, £15. Nearly that for one film. Yes, the entire Sunday. It does feel like yesterday when I set up these memberships, but I can't remember how I did it. So YouTube royalty, there you go. Bow before the master. More famous on YouTube than Russell Brand. More, not as infamous as Russell Brand, but yeah. Haven't got the babe count. Heavyweights, great summer. There you go. That's about the fat kid camp.
I think it is, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it, though. I've seen the poster. That's about
I think that Heavyweights, I always remember, I think it was on a Box Office America where it was in the top 10, and I think that's where I've seen clips.
Yeah, it might be 1 week when it entered the charts and fell out.
But that's one thing as well. I don't know if I've said this before. I've always been envious of Americans for that, is they get like nearly all films, no matter how successful they are, because that's obviously where they were made, and they just go release to cinemas. And then it's every other country that they might not get a cinema release or a DVD release based on how it did in America.
Yeah, it might come out a year later, or even in the 90s, we were way behind. Oh, he's eating Pop-Tarts. Yeah. Tastes like cardboard.
I've still never had a Pop-Tart, I don't think.
Yeah, they're not nice. I'd eat them by the dozen if they were nice, but yeah. They're just cardboard with a bit of paste on. So, 1987 was a big year. The biggest film of the year was 3 Men and a Baby.
I saw that at the cinema, so
did I. Fatal Attraction. Didn't see that at the cinema. Beverly Hills Cop 2. I wasn't. Was I? Wasn't old enough for that.
I got the video. I don't think I ever saw. I don't see Fatal Attraction until it was on ITV for like the 3rd time or something.
Yeah, I wasn't watch Cop, basically.
But about Fatal Attraction, the one thing that I do think is really funny, and it shows our perspectives, everything, because I remember going up to my local town centre, which is called Hanley, because where all the decent shops were, and I would have thought in 1987 I must have seen a poster for Fatal Attraction or seen it in a video shop, something like that. But the most amazing thing to me Glenn Close from that movie made a film in Hanley bus station, which is the girl with all the gifts was partially shot there. When I think, wow, man, she was in like one of the most successful films in the 80s, and she made a film in Hanley bus station. It's like, how is that even possible?
Well, Spider-Man's in Scotland. I don't know if Tom Holland is, but
I've seen him on the thumbnails, but then thumbnails
yes.
widen.
Yeah, it's just some poor stuntman being dragged down the city centre. Fatal Attraction had a TV series recently as well, didn't it? I don't know if anyone actually saw that. Beverly Hills Cop 2 at 3, Good Morning Vietnam at 4, Moonstruck at 5, Untouchables at 6, Secret of My Success at 7, Stakeout at 8, Lethal Weapon at 9, and The Witches of Eastwick at 10. So, as Larry's pointing out, Predator and RoboCop came out that year, but not in the top 10.
Our Predator and RoboCop now in the top 10. That's crazy, isn't it?
They would be these days compared to those films. But Dirty Dancing at 11, Predator at 12. So Dirty Dancing more popular than Predator. So then we get Throw Mama from the Train, Dragnet, La Bamba, all more popular than RoboCop at 16.
I think with some of these films, though, because like RoboCop was an 18, once Predator was an 18, or R-rated or whatever. So if somebody can go see Dirty Dancing 10 times, but then somebody like me or you would want to go see RoboCop, you just couldn't go.
Yeah, because I think Witches of Eastwick was an 18, I think. But Dirty Dancing was a 15. Throw Mama from the Train a 15. Dragnet a PG. La Bamba was a 15. But yeah. Then there's Outrageous Fortune. Broadcast News. Living Daylights at 19. Full Metal Jacket at 20. Eddie Murphy's Raw at 21. Plain Trains and Automobiles at 22. Snow White, Seven Dwarfs re-release 23. Elm Street 3 at 24. Last Emperor 25. Wall Street 26. Mannequin 27. Roxanne 28. Running Man. Blind Date 29, Running Man at 30, Spaceballs, and then Summer School at 32. Just ahead of No Way Out, Like Father Like Son, and Adventures in Babysitting. But there's...
Well, when you mentioned Eddie Murphy's Raw, that's one kind of film that I'm gutted that doesn't really get released to cinemas anymore, like concert movies, stand-up comedy movies.
Netflix killed that off as well.
But it's one of the few films that I haven't seen at the cinema, even in like a re-release or just some double bill or something like that, because I feel like I've seen a Western, I've seen a musical, I've seen a Bollywood film, I've seen a 3D film, I've seen silent films and stuff, but I've never seen like a Richard Pryor movie or an Eddie Murphy film, and it's just one of the things that's passing by.
Yeah, they're doing operas now, live, they're doing concerts live, musicals you can watch in the cinema remotely. But yeah. Oh, Mike's technically here. He's on the piss in Weymouth. This poor car. It's convertible. It's a Ford. That's all I know what it is.
Yeah, I did check and I should have wrote it down. But even that's a funny thing there about like the car in this movie, because as much as I love it when you see like a poster for an 80s film or so we try and recreate the 80s and it's like a Trans Am or a DeLorean or something like that. But I love that like the main car in this is like the car there it is. It's not like, chrome or something, or it's got like, it's got like, it hasn't got a roof.
Yeah, it hasn't got no seatbelts for anyone. It doesn't even have seatbelts by the look of it. But yes, that's how we rolled.
Well, I still always think it's funny when I get in my friend's car, because I don't drive, but when I get in my friend's car, and 99 times out of 10, I've always just got the seatbelt on, obviously. But if for some reason, if I haven't just put it on, and you drive off and it starts beeping, I'm like, why is it beeping? It's like, oh yeah, it's telling me I haven't got the seatbelt on.
Feels weird not to drive without a seatbelt, even if it's just like down the road to get something.
Oh, I mean, it's one of them things, in a way, though, because I remember when the seatbelt thing first came in, and so many people are just like, I know there's a Peter Cage joke about it, but so many people just put it over the shoulder or like just pretend.
But yeah, there's Mr. Shoop. I forgot to mention this. If you look at his hand, one of his hands during the film, it's damaged or burnt or injured because he really gets injured when he puts the fire out on the sofa coming up. Explosive melons. No, I saw something on one of the reels I saw earlier. Breast implants that have LED lights in them. So the tits light up.
But you know what's really funny though, because I honestly feel like sometimes I've seen so much stuff, and especially since the internet, so much crazy stuff, and I was not expecting you to say that. So that's
exactly.
another.
Another winner. Yeah.
But as
Fantastic
well-
year. Yes. Sorry.
But as well, though, with films like this, though, as well, like when they get the fish tank and use that to put out the fire, like how much crazy stuff is in this film, and I was like, oh no, they've killed them fish. And obviously they didn't. Well, maybe they did. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it's different times. Hey, Rob's here. He used to watch this movie all the time back in the day. I didn't own it. It was just on TV a lot and entertaining enough. Yeah, exactly. Limited to what you could see if you didn't own things and go to the shops. Over the Top. I forgot about Over the Top. So let's see what was better than Over the Top. Where did I get to?
Cool Jeff, I saw that in the cinema.
Yeah, Cinderella re-released at 36, Batteries Not Included 37, Lost Boys, Can't Buy Me Love, Nuts, Princess Bride, Superman 4 at 42, Revenge of the Nerds 2, Harry and the Hendersons, Police Academy 4, Overboard, Baby Boom, Inner Space, Tin Men, Black Widow, Ernest Goes to Camp at 51, Raising Arizona, Benji the Hunted, Empire the Sun, Jaws the Revenge, Hello Again, Critical Condition, The Principal Suspect, The Believers, Some Kind of Wonderful, Project X, The Big Easy, The Aristocats, re-release, Born in East LA, Masters of the Universe, Angel Heart, Burglar, all better than Over the Top at 69.
But what's funny as well, though, because that's sometimes, though, when I think that, like, I've got the supernatural ability to, like, pick films that, like, don't do as well, but I've seen Over the Top at the cinema and Jaws the Revenge. I mean, that's my personality in a nutshell.
Right. Yeah. I didn't see Jaws the Revenge. I remember phoning the cinema hotline to find out what time it was on, and it had they do a little trailer as well. I remember it said, her going, your father didn't die of a heart attack, he died of fear.
Bring that kind of funny as well, just something as simple as that even my local cinema has been there since 1999, and I don't think I've even thought about even phoning it. Like, I don't even know, I haven't even got a clue what the phone number is at all.
Yeah, no need these days. So, yeah, this list, I looked at this list a few years ago, 1987, I think it had, out of the top 100 films, at least a third of them were just comedies.
Well, that's one funny thing, though, because like when I was saying before, that like I quite like modern films and remakes and updates, but how few comedies get made? But you think comedies, even if like certain generations preferred other comedies over others, you would think comedies would be made. But it's like no, just can't bother. It's like,
I hope Franz is not here because Ishtar's at 73. Hey, movie fan. Oh, nothing is better than Over Top. Apparently, RoboCop and Predator are not better than Over the Top. Apparently, according to Josh. Oh, and Jeff. I don't know. I don't think Clint had on it. Did I read a Clint film out? I can't remember if he had a film out in 87.
I don't think you did. I don't remember hearing you say one. But you,
no.
I mean, he
Michael Caine had The Fourth Protocol at 81. Who remembers Disorderlies? It was the year of Teen Wolf 2. Rutger Hauer at 95 with Wanted Dead or Alive. Bronson was cracking down at 99. And Assassination at 101. Evil Dead is 102. Michael Caine again in Surrender 105. But I don't know. American Ninja 2, 120. Monster Squad, 124. This is depressing now. Burt Reynolds had Heat at 135. But yeah, that's about it. Maybe Clint took a year off.
I'm always amazed though when you see this list of that comprehensive though, because you can understand that like the top 10 being like remembered and things. When you get to, you can do the top 120. I mean, who's keeping track of all this stuff?
Nothing wrong with Jaws the Revenge. Ooh, appalling.
Oh, no, I think Jaws the Revenge though, I think that was one of them films where even if it was the best film I've made or the worst film I've ever made, I feel like up to that point it was still quite a strong brand. So I feel like it probably just did quite well just off the previous three. So I feel like that's, you know, I think. But when I went to see Jaws the Revenge though, and I know loads of people say stuff like this, oh, did you think it would be the last one, or do you think? I never thought there would never be another Jaws film when I went to see that film. It was just like, wow, they've never even now, because of all the remakes and Netflix shows, it's like, wow, they've never even tried to update it or anything. It's like, the lesson, I suppose.
Exactly. Because I think, was it a 15 when it came out? I remember renting it back in the day.
Well, I mean, I was trying to think. So I went to see it at the cinema, but my cinema was real hit and miss. But stuff like that. Sometimes we like ask your age, and then they just let us in. I don't think just needed the people make the numbers up.
Yeah, that's why I saw. Was it Good Morning Vietnam in the cinema that let people in anyway, regardless.
We'll talk about Jaws: The Revenge, one of my favourite cinema stories, even though it like didn't benefit me at the time. I wasn't old enough to go see Jaws: The Revenge. So Jaws 3. And when I queued up for ages, got to the counter, and when they asked me my age, I said it wrong. I was like, "No!" And that would have been the first 3D film I'd seen, but I made it up going to see Jaws: The Revenge. So when I reversed karma. I don't know if it's a good thing or not.
Yeah, I did the same with Crocodile Dundee. Gave my real age, and they didn't believe me. They did. And they said, "Oh, you can't come in." And started to see it in the other cinema, but let me in another day.
Well, the cinema where I saw Jaws: The Revenge, like I say, they were real hit and miss what they would show. I'll never forget. And somebody else verified this story that they did the same thing. I went to see something at the Savoy, which was my cinema, my favourite cinema. Show I didn't own it, but they showed the trailer for Day of the Dead before a kids' movie. And I was just like, "What?" It shocked me so bad. And for years, I thought I'd imagined it. And I found somebody on Twitter who was from around here, and they said this, the same thing. They said they'd seen the trailer for Day of the Dead. So it was like,
yeah, I saw the Terminator one. That left me raffled because of children. But yeah, With Nail and I isn't even on the list. I did a search for that one, so it didn't even qualify to get on this worldwide list. The last film is Number One with a Bullet, which is a Canon film at 200. It's not a good one. It's got Billy D. Williams and one of the Nerds guys in it.
I do like how the last film on the list has got the word number one in the title. That's kind of funny to me.
Modern action films are comedies. Yeah. It's true. At least it's over Ishtar then. Oh dear. The Fat Boys, yes. Who doesn't love Disorderlies? No Clinton 87. Yeah, Deadpool was 88. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wanted Dead or Alive, great ending, especially. Yes, fuck the bonus. Yes, Deadpool is the Jim Carrey one. Miming to Welcome to the Jungle. We got fun and games. Jaws 4. I didn't say it's better than. It was more popular than, or more released. They thought that was going to be a bigger hit.
Well, I think, like I was saying earlier on, how many people our age in that time period would have preferred to see Evil Dead over Jaws: The Revenge, but I don't remember seeing a screening for Evil Dead 2 ever in any, like, even just seeing it in the newspaper or something like that. So
I remember Barry Norman reviewing it when it came out, but it didn't get to the. My cinema was one showing a day, one film for 1 week. So yeah.
Well, you must have just read my mind, because I was going to say that's one thing I think even people our age kind of never really mentioned it. I think people are so used to now to seeing the cinema and seeing just loads and loads of showings of one film. And years ago, if you'd missed that one showing, that was it. It was just, you'd missed it and that was it.
But yeah, the first multiplex I went to was in Swansea, probably 90. And it had like the 12 screens or 10 screens or something. So let's have a look. The Commodore Cinema in where I used to go. Let's have a look. There's a little picture there. So let me show that. Lovely little cinema. It is now showing. Let's have a look. It's got a website at least. The Jaws 50th anniversary. Freaky Friday. Bad Guys 2, Fantastic Four, Naked Gun, The Room, The Famous Room, and Weapons. So there we go. Are they doing one showing a day? So, oh no, they've got multiple showings now. Look at that. Bloody hell. So you can go and see Bad Guys at 12 p.m., Fantastic Four at 2:30, Freaky Friday at 5 p.m., and then Naked Gun at 7:15. But there we go.
I'd be very tempted to do that, to be honest.
Let's have a look. So, image file. Try and do this right. Of course, I didn't download it in the right place. Again. And it's not. It's an amateur hour tonight. Oh, so here's the strip club with all the mums by the look of it.
Well, when I was watching this the other day, like I say, just to refresh my memory, I was just thinking, imagine this the other way around. If this was a load of men, and I mean, that would have just been like, instantly banned nowadays.
Yes, I know he's shacking up with a 16-year-old girl, but nothing happens. She's just staying there.
Too
But
fair,
yeah,
cool.
a 16-year-old boy in a strip club surrounded by sex-starved housewives. It's fine.
Is there an 80s film that doesn't have a strip club in it? I think it's like literally.
I would guess not. Even Dragnet has one, and any action film has one. That's where all the meetings take place.
Well, I feel like either a strip club or one thing that is so 80s to me, you see in every episode, not every episode, but every other episode of the 18 or Night Rider or Airwolf, they go into like some kind of bar that's got a country band on, and it's like I feel like it's in every episode almost. Oh, look at that! Oh,
there you go. There it is. So I queued outside that for many of the films, mostly Crocodile Dundee. It was out the doors, but yeah.
But even something as simple as that, like queuing up outside the building. I mean, I can't barely remember the last time I queued up outside to go see.
They are. I was trying to think of. No, look, it's too far away. Yeah. Well, so how has he seen the Deadpool, but not? An accident. There you go.
Nice one though, Ian. It's a good film to watch. I mean, to this day though can't believe my local cinema. The busiest I ever saw it was for the In-Betweeners movie. It was so busy. I was like, I just went to see it just on a whim. And I was like, I'll just go get my ticket and go in. I was like, why is there like all these people? It was just packed.
A lot of fans. He ought to be dating a mirror. He's so loving himself. Wait. Superman flap very badly in '87. Yes, they were thinking Canon was going to be the biggest film of the year. Okay.
I was actually surprised to see Superman 4 on that list though, because I literally thought the way people talk about Superman 4, like 8 people saw it. So to get in the top,
I saw it back in the cinema, so it was popular with the kids and Masters of the Universe. But yeah, they just weren't that popular. Yeah, people weren't ready for Superman 4. It's not changed. Yep. Heartbreak Ridge was 86. So yeah, I guess Clint had a year off. See, Ian saw Quest for Peace at the cinema as a kid and loved it. Yes, same here. I loved it as a kid too.
The films Ian have seen are actually pretty good, so you can't.
He has missed out on a Magnum Force so far, so that's not good.
Quality, not quantity, like Mr. Miyagi said.
Inner Space. Yep, that was in. Did I? Yeah, I think I read that one out. I think it did quite well. So where are we? Clint in 80. So 86, Heartbreak Ridge. 88, Deadpool. So yeah, took the year off.
Always remember one of my friends said he went to see Inner Space, and the cinema was absolutely packed, and the film snapped halfway through, and they had to wait for it to get repaired. And I feel like that's something again that never happens anymore, or very rarely.
Digital.
Although that said, when I went to see Cry Macho, and I got my ticket and got my snacks and everything, which very rarely do, and then somebody came out and just said, the project's not working, everyone will have to leave. And it was like, okay. The modern equivalent, I guess.
See, it says Bird was 88 he directed here, but he might have been making it. Inner Space was good fun, and it's a kind of remake, imagine, of an old film idea, of course, yes. Near Dark, Barfly, Outrageous Fortune on it, yes. Outrageous Fortune was on it. Barfly and the others were quite low down. Am I looking for Near Dark? Oh, fuck, I'll just search it. Right, I'll be here all night if I'm trying to scroll up and down. Right, find on the page Near Dark. 128. Only made 3,300,000.
That's the Catherine Bigelow vampire film, I think. I don't think I've seen that. I know that.
Outrage, Stake Out. Outrageous Fortune did very well at 17. It's quite funny for that film. I saw it last year. Still good.
Yeah, it's okay.
One more, was it? Barfly.
I remember my mate used to really love Barfly. It's a Canon film.
131, only made 3,200,000. The Room, yes. I guess it's a fun night to throw spoons or whatever they do with that one. Yeah, forgot about Word. Yep, it wasn't a hit though. No, Near Dark is awesome. And one of his own director-only films, exactly. So here we go. They're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre now.
Well, I think when I watched this film, when I rented it, this must have been the first time that I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre be mentioned in a film. I'm pretty sure this must be the very first time I ever saw it get mentioned.
Oh yes, Bigfoot and the Hendersons. You mean?
That's right. I think that's the other title.
Oh, that did quite well. 44 place, only 29 million. But they're drinking Coke Classic.
Even then, because they had to call Coke Classic because when they did the new Coke thing and
yeah, we never got new Coke over here. So...
But batteries not included. I saw that at the cinema, and that's one of those storylines that was in. I felt like every episode of like the 18 Night Rider, where there was like a small business owner being like, somebody went to bulldoze their, building so they could, build a highway through it or something. And I've seen that so many times.
Did quite well as well. It's 37 star battery not included, as the full title is. Made $33 million. So yeah, they got all these sunglasses now. So I got my 80 sunglasses. I should have bought my. There they are. My faux Ray-Bans. £3.
If I'd have actually got some sunglasses, I must have a pair of sunglasses. But I think because I've wore glasses ever since I was like 6, I never ever wear sunglasses. So right. I feel like there must be a pair somewhere. But
so they got those weird ones that have the angles that go off, and then apparently they're the same ones. Not Marigold. The one from Hollywood. That's it. The red and white sided ones that Shawnee Smith is wearing from Mannequin. Yeah, I used to have a pair. Well, when Back to the Future 2 came out in the local market, they had a selection of 80s style sunglasses, even though it was still the 80s, with promoting Back to the Future. And I did have a pair, but then obviously I lost them over time. Gutted I didn't buy the whole set.
Oh no, but even something as simple as like the They Live glasses and things like that. I feel like now there's certain things like that that'd just be so great just to have a pair just sitting on the shelf.
Yeah. So yes, Fantastic Four remake, Freaky Friday sequel to a remake, Naked Gun a remake, and The Room is the only original work. Yeah, crazy.
Well, it's funny you should say that though, Ian, because like I said earlier on, that like I love a good remake, but even I'm like, I can't keep going to see remakes. I've got to go see something, because every single time I go to the cinema, I think, can't go see another remake. I've seen so many remakes, and then something like Naked Gun will come out. I'll be like, oh god, I've got to go see it now. They must love suckers like me.
Yep. It's your fault they keep making remakes because you keep going to see them.
Oh, that might actually be true.
I've not seen I've seen the Freaky Friday from the 70s, but I haven't seen Freaky Friday from the early 2000s.
Well, Jeff, if Jamie Lee Curtis is showing a massive cleavage, I might have to go see that too.
Isn't she 70?
I think she is, yeah. She's a hot 70 then.
Gilf, isn't it?
Yeah, that way, yeah.
Fantastic Voyage. Bing, yep, both are pretty good indeed. Hang on, Barfly is excellent. I know, I keep meaning to see it. But end up watching something like this. Or only seen The Room 4 or 5 times on the big screen. Need to go again. I don't think I could stomach it again. Full stop. There you go. Prince Charles in London is showing it with the lead actor at each screening. Yeah, I thought so. You met him a few times.
That's a cinema I need to go to because I think I've only walked past it once when I went London, but yeah, I really need to go to that cinema because it seems like a pretty
I would
cool
go around the
place.
West End, and then I haven't been for years. Yeah, and I always pass it thinking, oh, they're showing that, and then there was something to save it. It's in trouble financially now because no one's going to see it, so they're trying to save it now. He must hold the record at the end of his own movie. Yeah, always sold out too. There you go, bless him. I see. Yeah, I always have to wear sunglasses just walking out on a cloudy day because I'm a vampire. Yeah, I think Mission Impossible 8 or whatever it is was the last film I saw in the cinema. That was there's only one or two. Well, that's the only new film I think I've seen in a while.
I think to be fair though, I think like if you've got any kind of like responsibilities and family and like a full-time job, like because like I live just down the road from the cinema, I don't need to drive a car there or anything like that. And I think like say anybody who has got a family and then you've got to buy snacks and all that kind of stuff, no wonder people don't go because it becomes like a project to actually go to the cinema, like after a bit.
Yeah, it's like £10 to £12 each to get in, and then it's like a couple of quid cheaper for a child. And then we went to see. They did some Sunday showings, so we went to see Sonic 3 and The Wild Robot for £1 on a Sunday morning, and then we bought a small bag of popcorn, and it was £8.
That's mad. Well, one thing about a lot of new cinemas though as well, and I normally defend cinemas no matter what, but nearly all the cinemas say, "Oh, £5 online or £6 if you book online," and I very rarely do that, but occasionally I'll think, "Oh, let's get the tickets online," and then when I look at like how much I've paid, I'm like, "It said it's only £7. Why is it costing like £10?"
There's a little star there, isn't there?
Yeah.
That says like booked on a Thursday in March for the year ahead for £5. Oh, it's a Ford Falcon. There you go. You get to see the back.
There's
the Greenpeace badge, as you said.
Yeah, that when I noticed that, like, say, I was just like, "Oh wow, they've got a rainbow Greenpeace badge." I mean, that's pretty. it's I would have thought it'd be a lot more recent. Yeah.
So yes, if Ian's Paramount's here, possible that remakes can only be shown on streaming services, so certain numbers can be reserved for original theme making or screening of classics. That would work. That's what
it's a nice
streaming
idea.
deserves. Yes, Prince Charles's Ace. So many classics there. Yeah, they always do cult movies and stuff.
But in a way, though, as well, I love stuff like that, though, that almost sounds like, even though I've seen the cinema for real with my own eyes, the fact that there's a cinema in the UK called the Prince Charles Cinema, that almost seems like something you would see in a comedy film making fun out of British people.
Yes, they should have done a King Charles cinema now, shouldn't it?
Actually, yeah. Update.
Maybe one day when I make enough money, if we can get everyone in for a watch party at the cinema, I can rent out a screen. Oh, yes, I do love the Presidio.
I do love the Presidio, and that's a brilliant point, by the way, Jesse. And I should have clicked in that's where I know him from, because that's a film that I used to watch a bit.
Yeah, 2 films I know from this and that.
Well, and as well, the one thing about the Presidio that I nearly always think about, and it's, again, one of my favourite ever movie stories, but one of my local video shops, there used to be like a little flight of stairs before you went into the actual main shop, and they'd have posters like down the stairs, but they would change them quite readily. But for some reason, the poster for the Presidio, they left it in this frame for like 2 years. And I don't know if they just lost the key to the frame or somebody who's a big fan of the film there or something. But nearly any time I think about walking into that Titles video shop, I'm like, there was a Presidio poster there.
Ah, yes.
For a long time.
So yeah, it came out after this. But yes, good old thriller from, was it Peter Hyams?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, it was, yeah.
And yeah, somehow Meg Ryan is Sean Connery's daughter. But Jeanette Goldstein's in it. And Tony... There's someone... Let me see. Who am I looking for? Where is he? Apparently, there are only a couple of hundred... I did see that. My local Cineworld's only a couple of hundred to rent it out. But then you don't get to choose the film. It has to be one of the new releases. I know you can play games on the cinema screens as well, but I don't know if I'm not sure that you're allowed to screen a film because it has the copyright issues of YouTube.
It's still kind of cool though that you can, because to me that renting a cinema, it's almost like in Richie Rich when he goes on McDonald's. To me, it's like renting a cinema is just something like a millionaire would do.
Yeah, bow to me, people. Let me in. I'm trying to think. Good old Dick Zykers in Stuntman. Oh, yes. Gina Bell's in it. Why is that picture squished? Right. There we go. Caught up. So here we go. Where are we? The story's kicking in. It's getting serious. The kids need to pass. And then he's got a 16-year-old girl cooking and cleaning in his house.
But it just seems like that though, that like, I mean, I feel like it's it's obviously semi-controversial. There now, like Kirstie Ellis looking at what the hell's going on. But I feel like now this is a scene where it's like, wow, this seems so like risque and like really
Yeah,
pushing the boundaries, and it was like basically a kids movie.
Yeah. But yeah, she's being all suggestive.
But it's kind of cool though as well that like, because I feel like years ago you would get away with certain things. I do quite like in this he is just like, oh, she's staying here. He isn't trying to take advantage or anything. It's just
No.
like just this weird circumstance that's happened. But it's like, I think it's kind of cool that like when he probably could have done something or said something and nobody would have cared, but he didn't. So I kind of like that.
Because I think there's a scene where her family's outside saying goodbye to prove that her story is true. She's not just trying to get off with him. She's got nowhere else to go because her big family has got another mouth to feed.
I think that with growing up watching films like this or similar films like Good Morning Vietnam or something like that, I've always thought like we said about being a film producer, I know it'll never happen, but if I was ever in a position of authority, like being a teacher or a DJ or a TV presenter or something like that, I would love to be the kind of cool, wacky one that like doesn't play by the rules and, as like kind of all the kids think you're cool and stuff.
I like his wardrobe.
But even that, they'll like them kind of Hawaiian shirts. I mean, my dress sense is, I've wore every kind of clothing you could ever imagine, and I don't think I've ever owned an Hawaiian shirt ever, and I don't really know why.
Oh, you're missing out. They go with everything. But yeah, so he's back in the school, Larry, because he's not working at nights anymore. Got fired. They found out my real age. My mum came to a show. It was a nightmare. And before she knew how it was, she put $5 in a G-string. So yeah.
Well, I feel like even this scene is almost crazy because I feel like, the 16-year-old living with the teacher is, an interesting set of circumstances. But a guy who's a stripper at a club and his mum going to see him, that's not something that happens every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you don't know anyway.
Yeah, once you hit down 18, it's all downhill. Sexually speaking, it says. Right. So hang on, what am I doing here? Someone with a Hawaiian shirt. I got two at least. And my muumuu. What are you two planning? Is it Inspector Gadget when I hit 12,000 subs? No one wants that, apart from Josh. Let's see if I can scupper that plan. Oh, only 500 and maths. 72 to go. So we can.
I wonder if there's actually a way of pausing your subscribers. I don't know who would want less subscribers ordinarily, but I wonder if it's actually even possible. I've never even thought of it.
You can. I think you can kill your account. That's about it. You can't actually get rid of them. You can't even kick people off. You can block them, but you. I don't know. You can't do anything.
Well, that's one thing as well. Say why it's on screen, but the judge. I don't know why. When I was watching it earlier on, I thought it was what's his name? The Jason from Friday the 13th Part 4, Ted White. I thought it was Ted White.
It does look like Ted White. I don't think
I was like, oh, what? No, I don't think. No, it isn't. And even crazier, the guy who it is, he only died like 2 weeks ago. Because I was like June the 25th. June 20th, 2025. I was like, oh my god, he's still alive. Like
70s here.
Oh, and as well, talk about funny coincidences with dates, because this film they were watching, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they talk about it quite a bit. But when I was watching it on Monday, it was the 18th of August, and it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre Day, because that was the day it happens in the film as the 18th of August, and I didn't know anything about it until afterwards. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, it's a nice little coincidence. So that's the day I watched it again.
Yes. Ian's. Thank you, Ian. You're too kind. I don't know what it does. But thank you. Someone's going to snap that up. Ishtar is still on the cards. It's just when Franz is available to watch it. So I've even got a poster printed out ready because I got my Picasso trigger ready to go for whenever I'm doing that. More TNA. Disgusting. Sedaris, Sunday night.
I really should have seen Ishtar though, because that's one of them films that's like notorious, and I don't think I've ever seen it. Of all like the big
terrible.
films,
It's just.
I think it was just the money they spent on it once. I mean, it's just that's the only thing.
So tomorrow night I'm recording something with Matt Pugwell. Friday night we're at the video store with 90s comedies and interviewing stuntman Pete Antico, who's in Over the Top and many other 80s, except the Presidio and this. But yeah, Saturday got off and then only live twice on Monday. So there we go.
Sounds good to me.
We've got to get Josh screening before we're all too old to travel unaided. We've got a few years, haven't we?
I do kind of like though sometimes though that even if people say it as a quote unquote joke, I do like how there's that thing to be like, oh, it'd be ace in the future if we did all like have some big screen somewhere or just met up or something. It's kind of always cool to just have it like there.
What can I do? I could project it on the wall here, just instead of putting it on the portable TV, but it's more likely to get me in trouble because it's a Disney film for a start.
To be fair, though, and I'm not just saying it to say it, I feel like a massive kiss ass for saying it, but at least you've done quite a few, like you've done the Halloween screening in a hospital, and you did like one in like Jaws in like a swimming pool, and do stuff outside it. Like, I mean, you've kind of pushed the boat out a bit, so you've done some pretty cool stuff.
Well, yes. I'm trying to think. I promised the fog next month, so I don't know, on an island, well, on the coast, I should say, but not sure.
I thought you were going to say you're going to wait till it's foggy. I was going to say that'd be like you've just got to
that. Sitting on this. Well, I don't know. I might check it out because it might have to be a dusk time. I think. What time is it now? See, it's 10 now, and it's pitch black. And then this thing is an island, so I might have to do it earlier, which is because hang on. If I show you. Let me change the terrain, and then I can share the screen. Right. Share the screen. Where is it? Maps. So, it's not terrain. Where's the terrain? Terrain. There. If I can turn it off now. Oh, that's terrain. Satellite dish. That's a satellite picture. So there we go. I don't know if you can see that. No. Now you can see it. So there you go. So there's Western Superman in the top right, and then that purple castle at the end on the left is where I was.
Oh, yeah.
It's the fort.
Wow.
Right on the end of the coast of Newport. But see, all this is just a path up and then down a hill to the other side. And the only way to get there is a car park. Where is it? Where's the car park? Just at the end of the road here somewhere. It's so small you can't even see it. Yeah. So it's all up a hill through the to there. But that's not the worst bit. Because I got to go all the way down here, down the A370, cut across country to Breen, then go up through the countryside and this narrow road to the car park. So
that's
it's like a 20 half an hour drive to get there.
It sounds like a cool idea, but it's very easy for me to say when, and even just that though, honestly, because like I say, because I don't drive, so like to me, anything like that, and I've never been a good map reader, it would have took me a year to even plan that, like let alone do it.
Let's see. Come to London, G-Man. Me and Ian will take you to the Prince Charles. Oh, there you go. It's not a euphemism, is it? That means the cinema. There,
yeah,
right?
It's like code. Yeah.
Not like the Prince Albert. There you go. Patrick, whatever his name is the kid from Heathers. Only took me out to remember his name. I can't remember him. Oh, yeah, it's got another gore scene, which has got amazing effects.
Oh yeah. That I feel like say that there's something about this movie that it's obviously possibly the writers really seems to have got a real affinity for horror because it really does look pretty legit. And when you see in Chainsaw's bedroom later on, I know it's like filled with horror posters and lobby cards and all that kind of stuff. And but it feels like somebody got a really good eye for that. So,
So I got a pop
I
quiz
never-
for you before you finish. So all the kids are cut up and dismembered, but whose is the hand that's moving around? Because it's not the guy it's crawling on. It's this.
well, I read a bit of trivia that he's not in any other scene in the movie, but I don't know if he's a specific actor or something. I'm
I
not
think they
100%
just
sure.
messed with it. And yeah, the chainsaws are making noise, but they're not turned on because there's no smoke. So yes, what's it called? Patrick Laborotto was in Jag, which also had a few episodes with what's his face, the lead in this, and yeah, he was in Heathers as something else that I can't see because it keeps refreshing. He's
Well,
in
Heathers
Three
is one-
Ninjas as Fester. Yeah,
Heathers is one of those films though where I know I've saw it when I rented it, and a few times over the years I've watched it, really enjoyed it, but then for whatever reason, like 20 minutes after I finished, I can't remember all anything about it, but I always think, yeah, it's a pretty good film.
Yeah. Greetings and salutations. It's a Christian Slater doing because there he is. Look, there's a guy in the back right now who's got the fake hand leaning on someone, but he's not one of the usual students. Yeah, there he goes. He's in the back with a hat on.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I guess you could even say in the context of the film that they'd said, "Oh, can you help us do this?" So it's kind of realistic in a lot of ways.
Well, thank you. Yes, that'll teach Jeff. I'll take my top off again in a minute.
Oh no!
Judging me by my body. You can go to you can threaten to go to Western Supermare for a watch party on a pier if he doesn't. The trouble is the pier closes at most nights. It's only open for special occasions, so you can't go on.
But we should say that though, because my nephew the other day wanted to go to this industrial museum just up the road. And I'm like, oh yeah, that could be cool. And we looked at the opening times. It's open one afternoon per week, and I was like, what? I was like, maybe we won't go then.
Yeah, should do the Dollar Trilogy from a desert. Yeah, well, yes. Watching the Dollar Trilogy in the desert they filmed it in.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it though, because it's
it does seem quite dangerous.
Maybe the first film. I think that's only an hour and a half, isn't it? Can host a watch party from a location outside of the Netherlands. He will be eaten by wolves. Oh dear. Because entertaining, yeah. American Werewolf in London watch party. Because I have been to where they filmed The Village twice, but it's only about 2 hours away from here, which is closer than London anyway. This is a special occasion. Oh dear.
Do you know what? I didn't know the Village was filmed in the UK. I don't know why I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it's filmed in Wales, but not, what is it, Yorkshire as it's supposed to be.
Is it? Yeah, of course. Because American Werewolf in London, when somebody mentioned it in the chat, yeah, that's because that was partly filmed in Wales, wasn't it?
There's the Morris bit, which fuck that, am I going all right? And then, and then there's the actual village where they filmed the pub, but the pub inside was filmed in London.
But I think that though as well, at least you've got enough common sense to think that. Where I think certain YouTubers they lose their mind and think, oh, if I do a watch party like on top of a mountain at midnight or something, and you're like, well, you're just asking for trouble. But if you kind of just go in like, to a cool location for do it, that is, within the bounds of normalcy. Whereas, like say, I've seen so many YouTubers where the channel starts off quite normal, and then they get so hungry for subscribers that they're like, they will do anything, and it's just like, wow, really? Well, really.
Let's see what films I can do. Day of the Dead in an abandoned
Soul Mine.
Yeah. Hellraiser 3 in a nightclub.
That'd be not a bad idea.
Ran out of stuff. Damon Omen 2 on an icy lake.
Well, that bit in Omen 2, though, that's such a freaky scene where he's under the ice. I mean, that's like, it's a great, but the best scene, though, I think, in Omen 2 that doesn't get nowhere near enough credit when people talk about classic scenes in movies. When Damien's answering all those questions in a row, when they ask him certain dates and he's just rhyming them off. I think that's such a great scene.
I just saw in Chainsaw's bedroom, he's got lobby cards from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, even that, you can tell that this film just came out after that because it gets referenced, like, say, a couple of times. But lobby cards, that was one of them things that, like, where I used to love looking at lobby cards, and he made him quite late on until, like, at least the mid-90s, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that's what those posters there, they used to be big posters, they had the poster, then the 8 lobby cards or 7 lobby cards showing random scenes, not exactly special scenes, but that's why I started putting them in those videos I made, because they're interesting if you can find them.
Well, I feel like that's one really cool thing that, like, when either you or people like you do retrospective videos, things like lobby cards or old annuals or video game adverts, they're so great to show, and sometimes show like deleted scenes or quirky little bits of art. And that's going to be a real fascinating thing in the future. Say 10, 20 years from now, people are doing retrospectives of new films now. There's been nothing like that to show. I don't know what they're going to show.
No, there's no making ofs anymore. There's no TV review shows anymore. There's no. I don't think.
Well, I always find that really fascinating because when I said about comedies, that, like, you think even if there was new comedies that only certain people liked, but they don't seem to make many comedies, but there's no Top of the Pops anymore. There's no, like, say, film review shows. It's like no computer game review shows. It's like, well, why not? I don't understand why not. But
exactly. Yeah, I can't walk the streets of Weston. It's like the opening of Austin Powers, chased all over town, usually by ladies. Son of Mask on the toilet. I thought you'd love that film, Josh. Oh, thank you, Tom. I forgot. I saw that the other day when I was watching. I thought, what the fuck? Elfman did this? Because it doesn't.
I
sound
literally
like
only noticed it. Yeah, like when I was watching it the other day, I was like, "Yeah, Danny Elfman, good call, Tom."
Yes, thank you, Tom. But I don't know anything. So yeah, he's having a nightmare, and he's got a younger sister. But then, his dad says later on, that's why he's the reason they stopped having kids. Because
that's a good point. I never even thought about that. Yeah.
Oh, we got a Jaws 2 poster, Jaws 3 poster. But I guess no 4, as it's the same year this came out, wasn't it? Oh, nobody does it for Jeff in his village. Porky's watch party inside a girl's locker room would be cool when it's in use, of course. Yeah, that'd be a private show. That one. I'm trying to think of. I think because I guess they're high school kids in that one, so it'd be very tricky showering teenage girls.
It's funny though to mention Danny Elfman though, because I feel like Danny Elfman is a real mixed bag where I feel like some people really, really love Danny Elfman, and then other times I feel like that he doesn't get mentioned in the same breath as like people like John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith and things like that, who's clearly really successful.
Yeah. What was this band called?
Oh, Ungo Bungo.
That's it. Yes, thank you. But yeah, so he went from.
I always remember somebody on the internet once saying it stuck with me, saying Danny Elfman's got 2 settings. It's either Batman or Ungo Bungo, and I don't know why that was.
That is true because he does the song at the end of credits for this film. But yeah, this is, and then all the other stuff he does for scores, like Dick Tracy and stuff, is very much like Batman. So yes, a cruising screening in a gay bar. Well, saying that it's an idea. Have a look.
Do you know what though? It'd be a great excuse, wouldn't it? It's like, why are you in this gay bar? Hey, I'm doing a streaming. I'm doing a watch party. Like, okay.
Yeah. Who wants to sit with me? Leather daddies. Right, where is it? The Boulevard. Not that I know where the gay bar is. Toogies. Maybe there's a beauty spa. Trouble is, it's not. These maps are not always that good. Earwax removal. Don't think it's that one. Hang on. Let's circle jerk around this way. Right. So this is the lovely Western Superman Boulevard. So it's past the traffic lights. Although, there's Club Freedom.
Oh,
it says it's a variety club, so I don't think it's that one. Oop. Thai massage. I think it's a legit one though, so there's no point going there. Get that bus out of the way. I think the industry, that's the hairdressers. I don't know. These pictures might be out of date. I have a feeling it's where Club Freedom is. It's an old picture. So yeah, I don't think it's based on George Michael's Freedom, but there we go. So if you're in town,
it's a good a guess as any, I suppose.
I can play his Blue Oyster music. Yes, that'll go down a treat.
I always think it's funny when I go on Google Street Maps. You can go through different years, and if I ever go to a certain year and look at the street I grew up in, my dad is coming out the driveway in his Rover, and I always think it's quite funny. That it's like it's frozen in time.
Proud Bar is permanently closed. That's why you can't find it. Dogs are allowed, which is even weirder.
Yeah, that is strange. Well, just because I don't think I've ever seen a nightclub that says you can take a dog in there. So
no, I know the peer's doing it now, but yeah.
Well, I always think it's funny though when you see a pub that says it's a dog-friendly pub, and I'm like, aren't all good pubs dog-friendly pubs?
Miss Hooter's 2025 review watch party on location. Yeah, where is it this year? Is it in Hawaii? Is it in Las Vegas? LA? Yeah. All Victoria's Secret. If I could afford to go to there, maybe I'll get invited. Yeah. Oh, shit, you saw that. Don't go to the gay bar. Schneider will take you back to school and make you run laps. That is always the trouble, isn't it? Meeting a teacher or a boss in the gay bar. Police Academy from a gay bar would also be cool. I'm very determined here. Yes, I gotta do it for the views.
That was funny about Police Academy though, when they was that Blue Oyster in there, and then it just disappeared. And you would think, well, they weren't the most sort of politically correct films. You wonder if they would care less if the Blue Oyster Bar was in it, but they're just like, no, it's just gone.
It's a catchy tune. I don't know if it's a merengue or something, or mambo. It's too many uncomfortable scenes that YouTube would definitely have issues with. Good old cruising. All right, so what's her face is having a baby. I was going to say, what is her name?
Oh, wow.
Shawnee Smith.
Oh, yeah.
There's the second guest from last night. So Bronson Hard Times or Street Fighter Watch Party. Mike's here. Hello. I don't think I've seen a Lars von Trier film ever, not alone Watch Party one. Hey, Mike knows the Blue Oyster Bar theme. Yeah, Elm Street 2 in a gay bar. They would love it. That might work.
Well, even something as simple as though where one of the characters from this was pregnant and actually gives birth. I feel like that's something that if that was in a newer film that was something like this, it would feel quite modern. But this was so ahead of its time. Like, you know,
and then they're a couple now, and they're going to give up their baby for adoption. And it's all happy endings for everyone except me. Maybe if I go to the bar later.
Well, it's almost like a ridiculously mega happy ending. I mean, if the dog finds his like favorite toy and everything, it's like literally just like pitch perfect ending. Like.
Yeah, he gets Kirstie Alley. The kids are. They haven't passed, but they're allowed to. He's become a great teacher.
But even that must be one of the few 80s films like this where they don't actually achieve what they were specifically set out to do. Because I feel like when you get Rocky where he doesn't win, and it's like quite rare for a sports movie. So I can't think of another comedy film.
Spoilers.
Oh, good call.
Second one's a draw.
I thought you were talking about this one, not Rocky. Oh yeah, but you know what's it's funny about Rocky though. I feel like it's one of those questions. It's almost like a bit like in Scream, where they say, "Who was the original killer in Friday the 13th?" And she says, "Jason." And you go, "Oh no, of course it's Jason's mom." I feel like that most people, like people our age, who've seen the Rocky films loads. I think if you say to most people who won Rocky 1, they'll say Rocky. Most people just say it. I think like
the whole point of the film, he wins the big fight. I was going to say that it's ending there. I keep forgetting that they have to go back to school to have a review. Yeah, I was unaware of its context for many years. I never noticed. So,
oh yeah, I never picked up on it at all.
No,
literally not once.
Please tell me I watched the scene the other day. It's a good dance scene. Where am I? Turtle soup for starters. Main character played by a gay man. Plus, there are some very big homoerotic overtones in it, so it would fit. There you go. So Chainsaw is doing well.
I wonder how many people in real life, if you said, I don't want to be called by my proper name, call me Chainsaw, they would go, okay.
So it's by Signed Elm Street 2.
Ooh.
There you go. Yes, thank you.
Well, I almost feel like, because I'm quite close to a lot of my videos and stuff, but I feel like there hasn't been anything that I can... When you said about the Police Academy theme, it's on a record over there somewhere, but it's in a big pile, so I can't... I've always been amazed by that, though. You've always been so organised with your videos that you can pull just a signed video, or somebody just randomly mentions something, you will just pull it like no,
this horror, or I've had the guest on, I can grab it. Everything else I have to be prepared for. I'm not very prepared at the moment because I haven't booked any watch parties. So apart from Anti-Sedaris and You Only Live Twice, I'm out of touch. And it's your fault this is happening, so yeah.
Oh no! To be fair, though, oh well, God.
Well, see, I had the choice. I could get Dave on to watch Summer School, or we could add Dee Wallace on for an interview. So I thought, let's have Dave back.
I can't believe even that, though, when I've substituted for Dee Wallace, that to me is like I would say I'd much rather have been on just for the fact that you could interview and it's good for the channel, but the fact that I've almost replaced Dee Wallace is like that's a claim to fame to me now.
Hang on, if she rings, you're off and she's on.
That would actually be hilarious.
Yes, the loft, because some of those piles, if you pull the bottom of tape, they just start waving somehow. There's a brick wall there.
Well, it's almost like there though. This say when I've got those videos up there that sometimes I'm like, that's pulling on a very good idea.
I got the same here because I got the X rentals in a pile at the side, and I pull one out and they all fall down. It's like not Tenko. What's it called?
Jenga.
Jenga.
Yeah. I didn't say Tetris.
I said I went for Tetris, then Tenko, but it's neither of those. Oh yes, a Pocket Universe like Lex Luthor. Ooh. Or Aeon Flux, is it? Or no, Ultraviolet. Yes, game over, man. Yeah, there's no time for an Inspector Gadget one. That's very unfortunate.
Well, we should say the phrase "game over" there, because that's one thing that makes me feel quite old-fashioned. Is there's very few modern video games that say "game over," and I don't know if it's like they don't want to upset kids, or it's just that like a favour. But I can't remember the last modernish video game that I've played that says "game over" in it. It's like it's such a forgotten phrase.
Yes, I'd love to have proper shelving, but yes, they're just piled up. I've got rid of loads. Like I got rid of my complete collection of Inspector Poirot VHS and One Foot in the Grave, because I don't think I need those.
To be fair, though, that's a lot of storage space for something that you'll never watch.
Yes, I thought that. I thought, why am I keeping this? They're not exactly rare, and they're not exactly... no one's going to pay for them, so... No. The least sexy thing you can do is probably kiss in the waves.
I know it seems like it's a very cinematic, romantic thing to do, but yeah, I should imagine it doesn't work.
The water's either... If it was here, it would be freezing and dirty water, for a start.
I love how genuine this reaction is though when he grabs the dog, and that feels like almost like an outtake to me.
Yeah, it does. It's not. It's definitely not supposed to happen like that. They're getting very excited. Okay, do a poll of what films you should watch over the next week. All right, then. Let's see what wins. The Crash Bandicoot trilogy remake from 2007 had game over if you fucked up too much. But yeah, I'm trying to think.
One for.
I don't know. I played on it because like I play online shooting games. But,
one thing about these credits though as well, because I always watch the credits no matter what film I watch, but I watched the credits again because I was looking for a credit that said thanks to Kim Uncle Toby Vortex for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they don't mention Texas Chainsaw Massacre at all in the credits, and I was like, I don't think they just forgot or couldn't be bothered, or I didn't spot it.
Yeah. Oh yes, dental school. What other 80s comedies had school in the title? There was Private School. It was Silver Crystal.
Is the one called Combat School?
I was trying to think. Is it Combat School or Combat Academy?
I think it might be Combat Academy. Because good safety tip. I think Combat School might have been a Spectrum game. Thinking about it,
that might be why I think about it. So yeah, there's Combat High, which is by Neil Israel, who did Combat Academy. The poster's Combat Academy. Its original title was Combat High, so it's an '86 movie. And it's got Keith Gordon in it, and a very young, George Clooney. That's one of the military people. But yeah, that's goes both ways. Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. That's another one. Let's see.
And as well, one thing in these credits that always makes me more happy than it should do, the soundtrack was on vinyl cassettes on compact discs. And when I say all three, it's like the Holy Trinity. It's like, yeah, they did it, man.
That's peak times for soundtracks. So, yes, the other students, no one I recognize. And then, the Paramount logo, and then, the soundtrack available. Happy is performed by Danny Elfman, written and performed, which is the end song. Ski School. There you go. Another one you can do on location. There hasn't been snow around here for a very long time. Anywhere nearby. Yes, 3 o'clock high, of course. As a member, can't we recommend request films? Oh, that wasn't one of the perks.
He's trying to do the Jedi mind trick.
I'm going to have to update that, yeah. Be some shitty Western. Oh, I say shitty Westerns. I am looking at a list of Westerns for September, as well as Seagal September, so there we go. But I didn't say there'd be good Westerns.
if you do a shitty Western watch party, it's probably going to be one of my favorites, so I'll have to pique my interest.
Yes. You have to shout out if you see it on the list. Yeah. I think Unforgiven is one of them.
It's not real often you're that mentioned on the shitty Westerns list.
No, too soon, Thomas. Suggested some gems. I will get. I'm on holiday next week, so I'm off work, so I'll have plenty of time to go through and pick out a pile of tapes for watch parties. Then we'll see what we got. We'll go from there. People can have to pay attention to the community tab this time, and then they can't complain when they say, I didn't see the list. Talking of list, let's see. What was the best movie music for action movies? Let's see how that vote went. So, synth is second with 24%. Rock, that's 62%. Techno at 14%. Rap has at least one vote. Who did that?
Do you know what, though? I've probably said this before. I feel like I've said it to loads and loads of people. But what's funny about synthesizer music, I've always loved synth music. I've always thought 80s movies with synth on was great. Anytime I saw a review for a film that had a synthesizer soundtrack, people would always say it was cheap, it was cheesy, it was like
yes.
And like now, it's like I was like, oh, I love synths. I was like, where were you guys in the 80s?
Yeah, I did say earlier in one of the comments I made on that poll, where it was Yeah, maybe they synth too much, and now people are going black. Is it promote it on the socials? So there you go. I put it in the socials. It's not my fault you don't see it. Hamburger the movie. I was saying Hamburger Hill. That might not be a good one, but yeah. In a McDonald's Mac and Me double bill. Well, I've done Mac and Me. I haven't done Hamburger, and there is some nice totty in Hamburger the movie, or is it Hot Dog the movie? I can't remember which way around it is. We still have to do High Plains Drifter. Was it High Plains Drifter? Didn't you do that the other day? I can't remember. But yeah, we were supposed to in July.
I'm a sucker for going in McDonald's, but I tell you what, I would not like to do a live stream from a McDonald's. That because we're like, why are you in? Been in here for like 3 hours?
Why are you talking to? You've been there an hour and a half. And you've eaten one cheeseburger. I did Pale Rider. That's it. It's not the remake. Where did I see High Plains Drifter recently? Someone mentioned it, I think. But yes, we'll see. Because you'll see the list soon enough. Next week I'll get the list going.
It's amazing as well, I think. But if you think about how many streams you've done, that there's still loads of films that need doing.
I know,
so
it's crazy.
like,
some I've done 2 or 3 times, and then some I haven't touched yet, which is weird.
Oh,
well. Right, let's wrap this up. It's a school night as it is.
Cheers, everybody.
Hang on, I didn't say that soon. Someone hasn't set an outro video. You distract them.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
That's it. Do the pro stuff, like, comment, subscribe.
It's the notification bell and do this, press that, and check the socials and post on Discord.
That's it. Yeah,
and maybe D. Wallace will be here instead of me next time.
Yeah, we can but hope. But thanks to Dave for turning up. Anyway, somehow he got the link. I'm not sure how.
It's like I ought to got invited to the stream by mistake. Who knew?
You can go on holiday by mistake. You can't get on streams by mistake. Thank you, Tom. You're always welcome here. It's a fun one. Thank you, Josh. Yes, keep an eye out for this. It'll be a picture more to start with, I think. We'll see. Ramon's going to go and watch Sonic. Looking forward to 12k subs. Oh, shit. Now I'm in trouble. Thank you, Ian, and Josh, and Jeff. No Paint Your Wagon or Blazing Saddles is not in it, so that's all right. Silverado it is. Oh, Silverado I don't own, so that's not in the list. So it's only ones I actually own that'll be in this list. Fine.
So I would have bet money on that you own Silverado, so there you go.
Blazing Saddles, I do own that. So, Night Movie Fan. Thanks for everyone. And then, whatever this does, good night, all, Jeff. Thank you.
Isn't this a school day?